What's up? It's your boy Danye BC2, and we got a video from the Whatever podcast, and it's on equality, man. It's about women wanting equality and having that conversation. So we're gonna jump right into it. Let's play no games, man.
So then, for those of you that said you were feminists, do you see any inconsistency between saying that you want equality, but you're cool with sending men to run into machine guns to protect your society? Does anyone wrestle with that?
How do you reconcile that? Yeah.
I didn't say I was a feminist.
No, I know, but
this is
some
definitely
did.
mental gymnastics,
No,
right?
no, but what I'm getting at, though, is that it's easy, and I know that you have all been so polite, but let's just dive right into it. It's easy at times to bash the patriarchy. Taylor Swift just today was one of her songs, F the patriarchy, and everyone in the concert screams that, right?
Can we Google that, Nick? Yeah.
Well, it's a lyric of one of her songs of some
okay.
name tag that was dropped, but she says it like a rallying cry, F the patriarchy. When it comes down to it, it's like you're cool throwing men to the front lines of war, but not yourself.
So my guy here, he did pose a good question. He's saying y'all keep talking equality, but when it comes to war, y'all quick to throw the men in the front of the lines and basically die. For y'all, what's equal about that? And I completely agree. And I think a big issue today is that men, like I think it's so deep because the respect level that women have for men is so little, and it's so sad that they can't even comprehend things like this. Like if you told a woman 99% of bricklayers are men, she'll just say, I don't believe you. Or she'll say, like, women can do it too. And it's like, no, you're missing out on the fact of reality. I didn't say if women could do it or not. I didn't say why is that wrong. I'm telling you the actual fact that 99% of bricklayers are men. Let's talk about that specific thing. And then, you know what I mean, we might be able to have a conversation, but can we at least address what is going on in certain areas of society that is not being highlighted? And my reasoning for bringing up the bricklayer statistic is that is a tough, hard job to do. And I know somebody who's done it, and he said that work is crazy. But those men and men that do dangerous jobs like that, not even dangerous, but just hardworking jobs like that, will never get the appreciation of the work that they do or the hard work that they do to provide and put themselves in a better position to take care of a woman. So I just always think that as something that's pretty interesting.
Why do you think the third wave has happened? Do you think it's revenge? Do you think it's a mind virus?
Well, I think it's.
What do you think?
It's a great question. I think that it is a idea toxin where we have really denigrated having children and staying at home for a lot of women. And some women, that's the right path. For some women, it's not the right path. But for a lot of women, it is the right path. And there needs to be an ideological reason as to why you don't get married and you don't have kids for the vast majority of the population. And they developed feminism, where they said that for young women, becoming a CEO of a shoe company is as fulfilling as having children. And for some people, that is true. But for a lot of people, that's just not true. And
that's true. And I think a big reason to why it's turning more into that women working or women caring about jobs more is because the women that want families and that want to be stay-at-home moms and do things of that nature, their voices are not heard, or they're not even talking. Like these type women that want to do things like that, when these conversations come up and about, they stay quiet because they might feel embarrassed, or there's just so much people against how they want to be that they just let them overpower. They let the single, they let the don't need a man for nothing. They let the, well, I just care about getting money people, females speak up and just talk the loudest and take over social media sites and things of that nature. So now more women are hearing advice, and some women are, this is the only advice they're getting because they're being raised in situations and in households where they're being raised by one parent household. So now they're looking for different directions, and this is what they're coming across is the loud women. And I feel like the more women that truly believe in family and raising a family and not valuing their job over family, the more that they speak and try to be heard, I think the better it could do for society and that family dynamic.
You look at the way Gloria Steinem wrote the feminist mystique. It was, I feel as if I'm in an open air prison, being a stay-at-home mom, barefoot and pregnant, basically, being in the kitchen. And it started this whole push, which is where we are the same as men. And that's the problem of third wave feminism, is that it ties with the trans movement, is they don't believe there's any sort of biological differences between men and women, which we all agree is insane, right? That men and women are made completely differently. And yeah, I think it's an intellectual and ideological cancer that needs to be crushed. And I think deep down, most people don't even believe it. And the draft argument actually, I think, really draws that out, where when it comes down to it, most American women are okay sending men to war, which you should be, by the way.
Do you young ladies, like if you feel like you say, I'd like to marry and be a stay-at-home mom and not work, if any of you would say that, I don't know. Do you feel like other people would shame you, that you get more social clout by saying something else?
I promise y'all, I did not know she was going to ask this. I did not watch this video ahead of time. And it's funny that she just brought that up because I just said that.
I think it's praised right now to be a stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
At least from my social circles.
Interesting.
Like everybody.
That's a new phenomenon.
Before we do move on, I'm not going to allow.
She said that it's praised to be a stay-at-home mom in her circle.
Hold on. I'm not going to allow you guys to weasel your way out of Charlie's question here. So those are just show of hands. Who of you guys said you were feminists? I believe you, and then you. Oh, come on! Don't reel it back here. So both of you said you're feminists, but you also said you're not in favor of women being subject to military conscription. It occurs to me that feminism, in the most, I guess, generous definition I could give it, is a movement towards equality. That's not honestly the definition I would give it, but to be charitable, I'll give it that. So how do you...
Davis donated $300. Cook, I'm a fan, but stop that corporate nice Christian boy facade.
Being too nice.
America is on its last leg, being overrun by illegals and degenerates.
Oh, wow, okay.
A time for being nice and a time for war. Now is time for war.
This is Burger King, guy.
This is Burger King. It's Mike Davis. All right, Mike Davis. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
That's why men should be in war.
Yeah.
A woman would never say that.
Because
it's time for war. I've never uttered that phrase in my life.
No, that's a very smart point, actually.
And so back to my question, those of you who consider yourself feminist, how do you reconcile being a feminist, being for equality, but also not being in favor of women being subject to forced military conscription the same way that men are? Go ahead.
Because the feminism isn't just feminism, as in if you're a feminist, you have to agree with every single thought and every single idea that every feminist pushes forward, like the draft, for example.
Well, it's not clear to me if that's a feminist, like specifically a feminist position.
Well, then if I'm not a feminist under your eyes, then that's fine.
Would you acknowledge, though, that would be a pure equality between men and women?
Yeah. If everyone
so you're not in
drafted,
favor of equality
yeah.
when it doesn't stand to benefit women?
Yeah, but again, I never pushed for 100% equality within feminism. Not
So
every
you only
feminist.
Oh my goodness. And this is where things get shaky. And this is why today's time doesn't even make sense no more. I'm going to be honest with you. Things are just out of control. And the biggest thing, and this shows right here exactly what this woman said, is there's no structure. There's no, that's the word, is structure. There's no code that people live by. There's no, like, if feminism is just trying to gain equality, you can't choose then exactly what you want to be equal for. Like, all right, you want to be 50-50 when it comes to running top Fortune 500 companies, but y'all don't want to be 50-50 in the battlefield? Make it make sense. Like, you can't just fight for things that benefits you. You got to also do the things that a lot of men are out here doing, and we're not crying and complaining about it. And so, since, you know what I mean, y'all want to be equal, let's be equal. Let's start hitting a lot of these areas. Let's talk about, you know what I mean, the conversation of when divorces happen, the kids going straight to the moms in most of the occasions. You want to be equal when it comes to that? You know what I mean? 50% of it goes to the men. Like, and these are the tough conversations that I don't think a lot of women even want to get into. And as you can see, even in this video, a lot of these women were staying quiet. When that pressure's on, or when people are challenging them, they tend to like shut. It's two ways: they either shut down or they get offensive and start making attacks. In which that lady, I mean, she made a little subtle comment about this is why men deserve to be in war. But that's the two different. Those are two different extremes. It's never just let's have a conversation and talk and try to debate. It's always the extremes. But let me know how y'all feel about the video. Let me know your thoughts. Please, y'all see that Cash App down below. If y'all feeling generous, you can always throw some money in there, man. I'm trying to grow my channel, get things together. But thank y'all for watching this video. See y'all on the next one.